Hi guys, so as I mentioned in my last book haul video, I am back with another book unhaul. This time around I have 16 books to show you, and again these are made up of a mixture of books I've been sent for review, books that I've bought, books that I've read, not enjoyed, so want to get rid of, books that I haven't read and I'm never going to read, so want to pass on to another home. So yeah, it's a mixture of books and the reasons why I'm getting rid of them. I am probably, even after this, still going to go through my shelves and try and weed them out even more, purely because I'm really motivated to make space on my shelves for books that I am going to really enjoy, making space for my favourite books that I want to showcase. So yeah, I just really am in that sort of frame of mind of really wanting to really weed them out and just keep books that are my favourites, or books that I'm really wanting to read. I do have these sort of boxes. I have a few of these different boxes in my room, so I might I've gone through those as well, but I might go through those again, as well as my shelves, and I might just rearrange my shelves, maybe take some of the books that are on the shelves, put them in the boxes, maybe books that are on the shelves that I don't want to get rid of, but I'm probably not going to read anytime soon, so maybe pop them in the boxes, just have a sort of jiggle around. So yeah, that, and it's like an ongoing process. My mum laughs at me, like, she says, oh, haven't you sorted out your shelves yet? But it takes a long time, because I really want to get to the point where I've got rid of most of, or if not all, the books that I want to part with. I want to know that I've done that, so then I can rearrange. I don't want to sort of start getting into rearranging, putting books in boxes, and then still be like, oh, I want to get rid of that one. I want to know that the books I want to get rid of are gone, so then I can sort of start rearranging and stuff like that, which may sound silly, but that's how I want to do it. So let's delve into the books that I am parting with this time around. So the first book is Roomies by Christina Lauren. This is the first Christina Lauren book I have read by her. It was sent to me, and I didn't hate it, but excuse me, but I didn't love it either. It was just okay for me. I read it in September, as I'm recording this. I read it this month, and like I say, I didn't love it, didn't hate it. It was just, you know, an okay read for me. It didn't make me immediately want to run out or head to the Kindle store and download every book she's written. I know she's written a very popular series called the Beautiful Bastard series, but reading this didn't make me fall in love with her as an author, didn't make me, like, you know, want to auto buy and start reading every single thing she's ever written. If I do decide to read more of her books, it will probably be ebooks, and I would buy them through the Kindle store. So you know, I didn't want to hang on to this physical copy, because if I do decide to read more of her books, it will probably be ebooks that I go to. So I will pass that one on. The other book that I will be getting rid of is Angel Fall by Susan E. I've heard quite good things about this. I know it's a series, but I've had this book on my shelf for years. I mean, since it came out, and I have never picked it up. And you know, I've kind of moved away from, I was never really massively into the dystopian books that really popped up. You know, I had a few favourites, a few that I did read, but it was never a genre I was really in. I picked this up because, you know, it was out, I was hearing good things, but I've never once gone to pick it up. I know it started out as, I think, as an ebook, and where it was so popular they published it, which I think is absolutely amazing, but it's just not something I think that I will delve into now. Another book is Everneath by Brody Ashton. This is sort of a YA, one of the YA sort of paranormal books, and I know it's sort of around the Hades and Persephone myth. I know it was kind of popular, but again, like, I have it, and I never once was like, I'm going to read that. I just bought it, put it on my shelf, and I've never gone to pick it up. Then I have Catching Jordan by Miranda Canali. This is a sort of YA contemporary. And again, like I don't even know how I ended up with this. It's sort of a girl that wants to be one of the boys. It's like a sporty YA contemporary. Like, I've never once been tempted to pick this up. I really don't know why I have this. So I'm going to pass that on. I know that she's quite a popular YA author, but I have never read one of her books, and that's the only book of hers that I have, and I know that I'm not going to pick that up, so I'm going to part with that one. Then I have I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. This she's quite a popular author, I think. She wrote The Sky Is Everywhere, which I have not read. I've had this book on my shelf for ages, and I've never ever gone to pick it up. I think this came out in 2015, and I've never once gone, I'm going to read that. So I'm going to pass that on to someone that will read it. Then I have Crash Into You by Katie McGarry. Now, I absolutely love Katie McGarry, and Crash Into You is actually one of my favourite books by her. So I am not parting with this because I don't like it. I'm parting with this because I actually have another copy of this. I have the US hardcover editions of the Pushing the Limits series. This one included, so I really don't need an extra copy of this, so I am going to give it away. But I absolutely love this series. I love Katie McGarry, so yeah, I'm not parting with it because I don't like it, but because I already have it in a different edition, so I don't need it. I'm going to pass Run Rabbit Run by Kate Johnson on. This was one that I received for review, and it's kind of like I think it's trying to be a UK version. There's a book series, and I can't for the life of me think what it's called, but each series has like each book has the number book in it, and it's like about, is it like a female spy or something? But anyway, it's supposed to be like a like an MI5 but chick lit sort of thing. So Sophie Green is the main character's name, and I read it, and so it's about this girl, Sophie Green, and she's an MI does she work for MI5 or something, and her boyfriend is an MI6, and then she's accused of a murder that she didn't commit, so she goes on the run. But I read it, I remember thinking it was okay at the time. I didn't love it, and there were things in it that were pet peeves, so I really didn't like those things. So I know there's no point in holding on to that. I have Let's Get Lost by Sarah Manning. I think a friend gave this to me, and I've never ever gone to pick it up, ever. I've not read anything else by Sarah Manning. I'm not likely to start reading things by Sarah Manning, so I'm going to pass that on. I have Hidden by Marianne Curley. This is sort of a YA paranormal book. It says that it's for fans of Becca Fitzpatrick, Lauren Kate, Ali Condé, things like that. And I'm just never likely to pick this up. I think that there might be a love triangle in here. It's to do with angels. So passing that on, I'm never going to pick that up. I have Beneath an Irish Sky by Isabella Connor. This is a book that I have read, and I didn't love it, didn't hate it. There were parts of it, that I liked. It's kind of a family drama, sort of mystery, lots of secrets. And I remember just being kind of heartbroken when I read this book. There wasn't anything in it that was particularly bad. It just, the things that happened in this book, it's not a me type of book, basically, and I read it because I received it for review, and I didn't hate it, but just sort of the heartbreak and the things that happened in the family history just made me so sad. So again, I didn't hate this book, but it wasn't a favourite, and I'm going to part with it. I have Mercury Striking by Rebecca Zanetti, and it's part of the Scorpio Syndrome series. Not likely to pick this up, to be honest. I love romance books, but I'm not really, this isn't one that really strikes me as a me book, and I'm not tempted to pick it up, so I'm going to part with that. Similarly, I have Dare to Run by Jen McLaughlin, and again, I'm really into my romance books, but this one doesn't really interest me, so I'm going to part with that. Then I have Virals and Seizure by Kathy Reichs. I really love the Bones TV show. I've tried to sort of read Kathy Reichs books before, but they just don't pull me in. Like I can't read this kind of book. I like to watch this kind of show. Like, it's just not my kind of reading material. There are just some things I'd rather watch. There's some sort of books that I can't really get into, and these are kind of one of them, so I'm going to part with those. Then I have The Disgrace of Kitty Grey, and it's sort of a historical novel about I think the main character is a dairymaid, and I think she gets lost in London or something, and she has to steal to survive. But again, I've never gone to pick this up, so I'm gonna pass that on. And then I have The Clever One by Helena Close, and this is about a girl, I think, that tries to split up her sister and her boyfriend because she really hates the boyfriend. She thinks he's useless, so she thinks that her sister would be better off without him. And I just couldn't really get into it, so I'm going to pass it on to someone that hopefully can. So that's all the books that I am unhauling this time, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like I say, there might be another one on my channel in the near future, so keep an eye out for that. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you all soon. Happy reading.